Speaker.
Mark Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to take a call on this, the Corrections Amendment Bill. Mr. Speaker, none of us like strip searching. No one in this House likes strip searching. I'm sure that the corrections staff don't like it. I know the prisoners don't like it. But it is a necessary part of prison life. The best way to avoid a strip search is not to commit a crime in our communities. The reason why we have strip searching in our prisons is because prisoners take contraband into the prison, whether it be weapons, whether it be drugs, and there's a responsibility actually to protect not only the prisoner, but the other prisoners and, importantly, the corrections staff. For some reason, Labor doesn't like the private sector. I don't know what it is, but they seem to have a real issue with the private sector. Well, actually, that's probably a bit fair on Mr. Mallard, because he has had a go at some entrepreneurship. He tried scalping some tickets. He tried taking advantage of some students. So I guess it's a little unfair on Mr. Mallard. However, I'd just like to talk a little bit about Serco, because Serco's come under a fair bit of attack tonight, and I'd like to point out some of the great initiatives that actually Serco are bringing to corrections. The establishment of a specialised care support and integration unit, where prisoners at risk of self-harm are actually housed. While in the unit, prisoners are supported by trained staff and psychologists and are able to interact and support each other. This unit has helped achieve a very low rate of self-harm incidents. In fact, under Serco's management, there have been no deaths in custody and only one self-harm incident. That's a pretty good record. Serco has taken steps to make prison visits more family-friendly, to encourage prisoners to have regular, positive engagement with their children. Maintaining relationships with family, especially children, is a major fact in reducing the risk of reoffending and motivating prisoners to make positive changes. That's another pretty good positive step implemented by Serco. Finally, the advantage of contract management is that it imposes financial penalties for non-performance on some targets. This is to ensure that there is motivation for Serco to consistently perform. And I would say to this House that sometimes actually the greatest way to get someone's focus and attention is if you're going to remove some financial incentive. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm in full support of the way this government is using the private sector and a company like Serco to provide very good services and new initiatives in our corrections department. Thank you.
Essanati Lawley Taylor.
Mr. Speaker, I believe that everyone in this House would agree when I say this country will not be a good place for any